afternoon or possibly evening. I'm not sure. The weather's foul again, so I've got no idea what time it is. Lightbox. It's trying to work around tripod, and it's unstable this time. One of us is going to end up on the floor, either the tripod with the camera on it or me. There we are, Lightbox. It's daylight balanced. It's wonderful, and there's some 35mm slides on it, just so you can get some idea of the colour. It's not brilliantly exposed. We can play with that at a later date. In fact, we might try playing with the projector. So we'll just get those out the way and everything will white out for a moment. And I've forgotten to count them off, so I don't know how many goes into which slot. And here we are with the black and white on the light box. Let's go through them. Obviously, oops, I can't see what's going on. Obviously 35mm. Photographs of Sergey and a small cat. This is part of a strip of 6/7 off my Mamiya RB. It's Dartmoor, and that is a 6x7 negative on 120 roll, which, as you can see, is quite a bit bigger than 35mm. And then there's 5.4. Yeah, this sheet film, it's 2.5 times the size of the 6/7 neg. And the advantage with the big neg is, it should be a separate video, but we can do it. Where do we start? Okay, there is a finite amount of light sensing material, for want of a better description, that you can fit onto a certain area of substrate of film base. In this case, it's a light sensitive emulsion. The larger the negative in area, the more light sensitive material there is to record the same image. I don't have 3 negatives of the same image. I might do that one day. It'd be an interesting experiment. So the bigger the negative, the more detail you can squeeze in. And that's not just on detail like in this one. If we could magnify it, we can't. Yeah, we're working digitally now. We're working with a ASP is it? APS size sensor. We can't enlarge that. I don't have the wherewithal to enlarge this digitally here. But if we did it under the enlarger and printed it, we could see the leaves in the trees. We could, if we get it big enough, we can see the rivets in the metal work of this pier thing here, which we wouldn't get on 35mm. But there's also the grades of tonality, the tonal shifts, delicate shifts, which you can't fit in there. You can't fit in the 35mm. It starts to come. You can see in the sky there on the 120, and it's certainly there on the large format. The rule with photography, and certainly with wet process printing as well, is small negative, easy to take the photograph, not so easy to print. Large negative, it's a real pain to take the photograph, but these are dead easy to print. And for some particularly obscure reason, my camera's decided to take photographs all on its own now. The small negative is easy to handle, cameras are lightweight, everything's automatic, click, click, fine, brilliant. Dead easy to use. And it comes to enlargement, to actually get some of the detail out, it's quite hard, because you're working at very large enlargements, high degrees of magnification, and not that much detail in the negative area. When it comes to dealing with things like this, these are so easy to print. They're so much easier to print, but it takes 10 seconds to take that photograph. That one, that was probably 15-20 minutes to set that up, and that's somewhere between the two. That was probably 3 or 4 minutes worth. But yeah, by the time you set up the camera and you moved, yeah, we do need a separate video on the large format cameras. But I just wanted you to see the difference in sizes of the 3 different formats. My lightbox isn't big enough for 810. Not that it matters. I haven't got 810 anyway, but yeah, the lightbox isn't big enough to do 8x10. Hey, yeah, never mind that stupid 16, not whatever it was, 20 by 24 film I was offered. That's it. That's the different sizes. Next time we're going to look at, we're going to move on. We're going to chat about film in general and some of the quirkier things that you can find, and yeah, possibly a bit of naughtiness. See you all soon.